What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm J and we are locked in. I got a question for you. What's on your TV? Now, this is episode 10, the finale of On My Block season 4. This is the last season. We know that prom is upon us. We got Ruby and Jasmine going back. We don't know who our boy Jamal is going with. Monse got turned down by Caesar, and we got that black truck following Jamal. But before we get into the finale, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you can be a part of it. Hit your subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button, it's the easiest thing you can do. Now, the prom is here. I might even show up to the prom as a chaperone, just make sure the kids are doing what the kids are supposed to be doing. We ain't acting too grown. But we want to know who's in that truck, and we're going to find out who it is because this is the finale. This is the last episode of the whole On My Block series. Now, I heard they got a spinoff coming, but as far as our four, this is it. So let's jump into it. This is On My Block, episode 10, the finale. We start off with Monse in the room crying because she wanted to go to prom with Caesar, that special somebody, but he's back with his ex. Well, I won't even say it's his ex because he never broke up with her officially. Monse did that. So Monse, she wakes up from crying. She gets up. She actually reads a script from Julia. Now, we know at first she didn't want anything to do with it, but her dad said, hey, this is going to be up for you to do what you want. Whether you throw it away, bury it, it's all going to be onto you. So she's been reading this Without You by Julia the whole time. No matter where she's at, she's trying to finish this as fast as possible because she's starting to get a different outlook on what Julia was actually doing. She may have not been able to put it into words, like to say in a physical presence, but it seems like she did it all in her writing. Jamal's in his room. He's talking to his prom date and he's trying to figure out what she needs to wear. She's telling him, he's like, oh no, you're gonna have to go change that up because that's not what I'm wearing. He's on there and he's talking to her and he's asking her, does she regret, doing things in life? And she's like, oh, nah, that's for pussies. You don't think about that. But for Jamal, he's looking at the bigger picture. Like, is this really what Jamal is supposed to be doing? You see, he got his picture up on the right, self-centered Jamal. But hey, he earned it. You know what I'm saying? You should be confident with yourself and who you are. Jamal, he's still paranoid because that Escalade is following him. So he goes to find Chivo and telling Chivo, hey, stop having me followed. One thing about Chivo is he doesn't do a lot of talking. He is with the gnomes, but he can make things happen. That's one thing about Chivo. So he goes over there and Chivo's like, look, I don't have the Escalade. He doesn't even say it in that many words. He just says, oh, I don't have an Escalade. And he was hiding in the bushes. No one knows why, but Chivo does Chivo things. Chivo says, it's not me following you. It's Spooky following you. He wants to live with you. And Jamal's flipping out like, man, I don't know what you're doing with these gnomes, but no, he is not living with me. And I feel him too. Like, man, no, I'm not taking none of these gnomes to the house. They be moving around. They be doing their own thing. We just seen one cutting up onions. Oh no, that ain't happening. The boys, they go get their feet and nails done because prom is coming. You got to look your best. You know what I'm saying? You got to feel comfortable. You got to feel good. You got to look good because if you don't look good, then you ain't going to have a good time. Jamal's starting to complain about all his other girls and how he misses this old thing with Kendra. Like, oh, she used to freak me. Oh, she used to do different things. But enough of that. He starts talking to our boy Ruby. And Ruby, he's just following along with Jamal. He don't really know what's going on. He got his date. He just want, get his cuticles done. That's it. But Jamal says, you should probably get your eyebrows done. Even the nail lady is looking like, yeah, you should probably do that. Now I'm looking at it like, nah, I don't know if you should get it done in there. If you go to the barbershop, they'll take it down if it's like too bushy. But they not about to do all the lining it up and all that extra stuff. You don't need to do that. Monse and the family, they sit down. Now, she's read everything that Julia had. And she has her dad, she has Julia's new guy, and her stepmom there. And they're all talking. And she's trying to say we should all just be a family together. That's what Julia would want because she was with both of us, both sides, and she didn't want anything bad. She just wasn't able to say what she wanted and express it, so she had to write it. And that's what Monse got from reading everything. So she's trying to keep both of the families together. They all hold hands and they're like, you know what? We can do that. We shouldn't have an issue with each other. We should just move forward as one big family. Everybody's smiling and all happy. Just like I was saying, he should not have got his eyebrows done by females. All he should have did was go to the barbershop because he needs a line anyway. Get the line and just had him take it down a little bit. Not lining it up, making it dark. So for him, he's saying, man, the whole night is going to be a bad night. This is a sign. And Jasmine, She's very particular about what he wears and does. So she's like, man, what in the world did y'all do to Ruby? Y'all just messed this boy up. Caesar has to get ready for prom also. He's going with Vero, even though we know that wasn't his number one option. He wanted to go with Monse, but him and old girl, they were still together. It was just a messed up text by Monse. Now, I'm not that good of a tire myself to tie ties. Now, I can tie one, but Caesar, he's in here and he's horrible. I'm talking about he just went over and under and was just like trying to tie it like shoelaces. So he starts to hear his brother talking to him. You got to go over, then you got to go under, then you got to pull through. And it's really simple like that. So with him hearing his brother talking to him, he can hear Oscar telling him what to do. He actually gets his tie tied. Now, you remember when they were at the beach, I was saying he'll always be able to see and talk to Oscar because he's going to be looking over him. Jamal shows up. He was in there trying to help Jasmine figure out what they're going to do with Ruby. Now, he goes to Napolito's room and she's hemming up our boy's pants. Now, Ruby, it's going to be tough, whatever happens with his grandma. But Jamal's talking to her about how everything's too easy and him being popular isn't really what it's cracked up to be. He actually wants a challenge. He doesn't want, all the girls to come to him being good at sports. He wants to actually have a challenge. So that's what he's talking to Abuelito about. So she gives Jamal advice. He's talking about he needs to find his purpose. But she tells him, the purpose comes after you get to the destination that you're supposed to get to. What she means by that is you need to do everything you're supposed to do. And once you get there, then you'll understand that everything you did was your purpose. So you don't find your purpose until you actually reach your destination. So Jamal's going to have to take that and figure out where he's trying to get to understand why he got there. Now it's time for the prom. We get to the prom. We're like, okay, cool. Jamal, he's excited because he actually put this whole prom together. They had the under the water. They had some other stuff, Moulin Rouge. He didn't want none of that. So he's asking the crew, what do y'all think this is? And they don't know what it is. And he's like, no, it's the Knights of the Illuminati. All that's because they've been on all these journeys trying to figure out all these clues and things. So you can see the pyramid back there with the eye at the top, the all-seeing eye. Jamal's like, look, if y'all not going to appreciate greatness, just don't talk to me. Because he thinks he did a good job with this prom. Now everybody's like, you know what? We just got here. Let's start dancing. And Ruby and Jasmine said they're going to watch out for Monse the whole night because she came by herself. Now, when it's time to go do the dancing, Monse doesn't want to do it because when you look over, you got our boy Caesar back here moving and grooving with his date. So for Monse, she got turned down by him and he's on a date with his ex who she broke him up with. So for her, she's not going to participate. But that ain't going to stop everybody else tonight. We still going to party. Now, all of the popular girls, all they doing is taking Instagram pictures, Snapchat. They all want to make sure that they look good. So Jamal comes over and he's like, let me get in on this. But he's like, look, we came here together. We need to, be dancing and stuff. I'm trying to win prom king. But she's just over here taking pictures of herself. Now, a lot of these girls, though, they're the same girls that were trying to go on a date with Ruby. So this is why they're by themselves, because they all wanted to go on a date with Ruby. Ruby wanted to go on a date with Jasmine. So all the other girls got picked. And these girls, we can Snapchat it all night. Jasmine and Ruby come and save Monse because all these dudes are trying to, creep up on her. Now, if you look at the three gentlemen that are trying to get close to Monse, they don't have a chance. The dude in the back is too skinny. The guy on the left, what do you got, a hair over his eyes? And then you just got this, the Asian guy, he just like, yeah, what's up? So Jasmine comes over, she's like, oh, good news. Your test came back positive. You're pregnant. This is what scares everybody off. Me, I'm like, okay, how many weeks is it? She don't look pregnant, so we in the clear. Jasmine knows what Monse is going through. We all know that Monse had to come by herself. We know that Caesar's over there dancing with another girl. So she's just trying to tell Monse, hey, look, we're not the type of girls that are going to catch breaks. Things like this are going to happen in life, but the best thing for us to do is to keep moving forward. And the reason Jasmine can confidently say that is because her situation with her going to college and she might not be able to. You just got to deal with what's put in front of you. Sometimes it's not going to be what you want, but you just got to keep fighting and keep moving forward and making the best of the situation you got. Now, Monse is taking all the information that Jasmine just gave her because Vero came in. Now, Jasmine, she still don't want anything to do with her. So she tells Monse, did she hear that? But Monse, she takes the high road and she goes over and she talks to her. She actually gives her a tampon because that's what Vero was looking for. And she's just saying, look, you're very attractive. You look beautiful tonight. Whatever, you and Caesar got going on, I respect that now. So what she's doing is taking the situation and making the best of it. Now she's squashing whatever beef she has with her, and that's good because it's moving forward. Hey, you know what I'm saying? We don't have any problems. You with Caesar, I'm just gonna go on about life. Ruby and our boy Jamal, they up there. Both of them are going for prom king. Now, Ruby, he didn't win class president. He quit twice. Now he's thinking, I'm about to lose prom king. I'm about to just lose everything. Jamal, he's up there. He doing 360, spinning around. He's like, yeah, I got this in the bag, man. This is going to be easy. You know what I'm saying? Easy money. We out here winning. But let's see who is elected the prom king. Ruby ends up winning the prom king, and they just agreed, hey, whoever wins, let's just be cordial. Don't be over the top. As soon as Ruby wins, he's like, oh my God, I won. He jumping up and down. He pushes Jamal off stage. He's like, I'm the prom king. He finally won something in school. Like I said, he lost to Jamal twice, has become the class president, but he won prom king, the last thing you can win at school. Ruby is the prom king. He's supposed to have the first dance with the prom queen, but there's only one person he could think about dancing with, and that is his date, Jasmine. So for him, he's like, we don't have to do this the normal way. You know what? Everybody, he grabs that microphone, let's dance. So everybody's out there partying, they living it up. Everybody's in here partying, everybody's getting lit, they turned up. I'm the chaperone, like, all right, y'all a little too close over there, let's back it up. Let's remember, we only in high school, people. Hey, 6 feet. Now, we see Jamal, he dancing with Monse. He takes her back for a tilt, but then he drops her on the floor because he sees something across the way that he's a little bit more interested in. He looks over and he sees Kendra. He's like, oh. And they do the little thing where they mimic each other like a mirror. And he's just like, wait a minute. I gotta go get her because he's been after her for the longest. So he starts to chase her down. Right when you think things are about to get better for Monse and Caesar because they looking at each other, slow dancing coming on, Vero comes over, she steps in, and she got to dance with her man because even though we squashed the beef in the bathroom, Vero was like, I still mess with Caesar and you don't. So, scoot, get out of my way. As Jamal is chasing Kendra hops into that Escalade, and we're like, oh Lord, so she was the one following him around? Wait, this isn't making any sense at all. Now, it turns out there's a guy named Noel. He's a billionaire. He does like tech. He comes up with different apps and different kind of things. So Jamal, he knows who he is. And he's like, oh man, you're my all-time favorite. Just because he's seen the work that this guy's done. So he's actually been following Jamal around because he's offering Jamal a job. So he's like, Jamal, we've seen everything that you've done. And the reason we've been following you is because we want you to actually work for us. Now, you only have 10 seconds to take this job. Jamal's like, okay, I'll take it. And what he has to do is sign this little bitty like keypad type thing. So it turns out Kendra the whole time was working with this tech guy, and they've been following him. So that's why she came into his life, because they seen what Jamal was doing and they actually want him to work with the company. Jamal, he doesn't get Kendra. Now that's what he wanted Kendra, but he couldn't get her because she's been working. But what he found out was his purpose is to be working this tech job. So the destination was to find Kendra. Once he got there, he found what his purpose was. So everything that Abuelito was telling him, it panned out right here. And now our boy has a job. A good job too. Caesar and Monse, they outside. And, they made up on their little thing. Jamal comes back. He's happy he has a job. Now the prom is over because the little pyramid that Jamal put up, it fell and hit the DJ. So Ruby's like, you know what? After party at my house, everybody show up. So everybody like, okay, party. The only thing is, once they show up to Ruby's house, they found out grandma passed as soon as they left and went to the prom. Now, they said it was peaceful. It was natural causes. The cancer got to her. But one thing we know about her, she was living it up. We seen her, she was smoking. She was always having a good time whenever you seen her. She made sure that, Ruby, he learned a few things that she wasn't going to be able to do for him. But, it's still going to hurt, especially that initial moment when you find out. Now, they're having a little ceremony together for grandma. Now, Ruby's talking to Jamal like, yeah, I could be your manager. It's kind of like an accountant. I get 10%, 5 to 10% of whatever you make. Jamal hears that and he's like, oh, heck no. Now, Jamal, he's like, I want to keep all my money. Now, if he has a job working for a company, he's not really going to need a manager because you're working directly for the company, so they'll have everything aligned. But if he goes out and does his own thing, yeah, he might need a manager. But it won't be our boy Ruby. Now, if you remember back, I think it was episode 8, Ruby's grandma told him, well, she told Jamal, you shouldn't have like, a down and a funeral. You should celebrate life. So that's what we're doing here. They got the shots up. Ruby gives a good speech about his grandma and how, everything that she did was joyous and she wanted the best for everybody. So, hey, we pulling up. That's the only thing we can do. We got to pull up. We got to celebrate this moment because that's what she would have wanted from all of us. The whole crew's together. They look over the wall. They see some young kids looking in the party at them, and it just makes them remember back to the first season where they were watching the older people party. Now, everyone, they're talking, they're happy because the crew is back together. Caesar wants to know how him and Monse's story is going to carry out. And they're like, we don't know. But it turns out Grandma actually left a letter. And inside this letter, there was a map. We don't know where this map goes to, but she left a map to bring them all together. Knowing her, it may lead to nowhere. She just wants them all to talk and stay together as friends. But you know how the crew is. Everybody's like, all right, I want to be the lead. I want to take the lead on this. So that's good that they have something to do together. Even if they go off to their own individual schools, they'll still be able to communicate and talk about this map that they had. There you go. Episode 10 of On My Block. They got Scarface on my block playing. They all arguing over who's going to do what, who's going to college, who's going to be here. Man, it's a beautiful thing to see. They started off with their differences at the beginning of the show, and at the end, they came back together. There you go, episode 10 of On My Block, the season finale for what may be the last season of On My Block, which I think it really is. Let me know, did that season play out how you thought it would? Was it better than you thought? Whacker than you thought? Let me know below. I'm Mo.J. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out. But first, I got a question for you. What's on your TV?
Jimmy on the beat, boy.